Hey everyone, so I'm going to make a quick video explaining how to add fractions with unlike denominators. Alright, so first things first, we notice that 14 and 7 are not the same number, so I do have to make that a common denominator. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to rewrite this to give myself a little bit more room, and then we'll go from there. So I have 7/14 as my first fraction, then I've got plus 1/7 as my second fraction. So I'm going to see, is there a way I could make possibly the 7 into a 14 so I can have the same number on the bottom? All right, yes, I can multiply 7 by the number 2. What I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. Okay, so now this turns into 1 times 2 is 2. Over 7 times 2 is 14. I'm going to go ahead and move this fraction over as well so I can add the 2. All right, and we're going to go ahead and do our numerators first. So 7 plus 2 is going to give me 9. Now for my denominator, it's going to stay the same since I now have a common denominator of 14. So 9/14. And I would ask myself if this can be reduced or if it's already in simplest terms. And it is in simplest terms, so I would leave it at that, okay? All right, so looking at numbers 2 and 3 we'll do together, and then you can finish the rest on your own. So we've got 5/6 plus 1/3. What I'm going to go ahead and do, once again, give myself a little more room. I'm going to rewrite it. Okay, so I notice that I have the numbers 6 and 3 on the bottom. So I'm wanting to know what number could I make my new denominator? Well, I know that 3 can go into 6, so if I multiply 3 by 2, I can get a common denominator of 6 on the bottom. So what I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. Okay, so now I'm going to have, carry this over, give myself some room to work, 2 over 6 as this new fraction, and I'm going to carry my 5/6 over so I can go ahead and add the 2. I'm going to be adding the numerators, 5/6 plus my 2/6, so 5 plus 2 on top gives me 7/6. All right, this is improper because I have a larger number on the top than on the bottom, so I'm simply going to divide the bottom into the top and see how many times it will go into 7. So 6 goes into 7 one whole time. 1 times 6 is 6. Subtract, there's 1 left over. So my whole number here is 1 whole with a leftover of 1 out of the 6. So 1 and 1/6 would be my answer in simplest form here, okay? All right, let's go ahead and do number 3. So I have 3/13 and 5/26. Rewriting it for some room. Okay, so I'm going to ask myself, what could be my common denominator here? All right, so I could multiply 13 by 2 to get the number 26 on the bottom. So I'm going to multiply by 2 on the bottom. When I do bottom, do to the top. Okay, I'm going to move it over for some more room. So I'm going to have 3 times 2 gives me 6, and 13 times 2 gives me 26. Then I'm going to be adding my other fraction to that. So I've got 5 and 26 over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and go across the top, and I get 5 plus 6 gives me 11 over my new denominator, which is 26. That stays the same. Okay, so 11 over 26. And I would need to ask myself, could I reduce that? Is there a number that can go into both 11 and 26 evenly? No, there is not. So 11/26 would be the answer for number 3. All right, so I hope that helps. Just remember, you have to make sure you have the common denominator on the bottom, which means you have to have the same numbers on the bottom. So you will have to multiply one of them by a separate number in order to change them both into the same number. Okay, thank you and have a great day. Bye.